it through all the ups and downs. It ain't been perfect, but we're bold right now. And I love you more after all the...
All right. Well, good evening. Hello. Welcome,
Good evening.
welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Welcome to the Keep the Fire Burning podcast. We're so grateful to be back on for this episode. And we have some really dear and special guests today. You want to talk about what we have?
Yes. So we have a dynamic duo in Pastor Derrick White and his beautiful wife, Angela White, of the Fellowship of Love Christian Center. Amen. And they are located in Hammond, Indiana.
One of the best churches this side of heaven.
Yes.
It's been such a blessing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
And so now welcome to the Keep the Fire Burning podcast. We appreciate
Thank you. Thank you.
appreciate you all, Team White.
Team White.
Yes.
This is going to be a very great conversation. Just talking about a variety of different things that we hope singles and married people will be able to tune in and get some good stuff.
All right. Why don't you all tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, I am Angela White. Happen to be married to Derrick White, known as Apostle Derrick White, which makes me Lady Angela. We have been married for a total of 7 years come July.
Wow.
And of course, we are in ministry. When I married him, he was pastor, and I have joined him and stood by his side in ministry. And I'm excited about the opportunity just to not only be in a godly marriage, but just to support and push God's agenda, not just for our personal lives, but what God has for the purpose of our marriage and the purpose of helping others. So that's who I am.
Man, and I am the other half, known as Derrick White, and I'm glad to be married to my beautiful, loving, caring wife, Angela. And as she mentioned, we do share in ministry. We serve God, and as pastors of the Fellowship of Love Christian Center. Glad to be here tonight. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to go back a little bit, and we just want to ask, and we're going to get right into it. But please describe for us, the audience, the wedding day. For those who did not attend, describe that day for us.
Go first.
Sure. What words come to mind? It was magical for me. Definitely a beautiful day. It was beautiful. The weather was beautiful. Great outside, but not just the weather, the warmth of family and friends and loved ones. It was exciting because, this was the day that I had waited for, that we had waited for. And I just feel that God's hand was on the day, the marriage, everything flowed that day. I don't even think we had any hiccups. We started on time. Most weddings don't start on time. We started on time. I remember the sunlight just shining through the windows, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful day, a memory that I will cherish forever.
And I concur. It was more than magical to me. It was just a beautiful day. From the times of even preparing for our wedding day, the preparation was flawless, basically. Yeah, I know she was talking about the wedding, getting those dresses together, but everything else, the day was beautiful. It was filled with the spirit of love.
Yeah.
I mean, love was in the atmosphere. It was filled with family and friends, well-wishers, and you can just feel the spirit of love present. You felt God. It almost turned, you can feel into a little worship. The worship was going on.
Yeah,
Our holy matrimony felt into where we knew God was there.
absolutely.
And there was a time when there was so many tears flowing from everyone. It was just very captivating. And then, it was a day that was just ordained of God, filled with his glory, filled with his power, filled with his excellence. It was filled with his excellence from beginning to end. It was just truly a God ordained day. And you all were there, so
Mhm.
we can attest how beautiful it was. But you were there, and you can experience and share in how it was just a beautiful day altogether. Amazing. I can use that term. It was amazing. Yeah.
You all
Yes.
looked
Feel the
gorgeous.
love.
It was
Yes. Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
You
Thank you.
you looked amazing, and we were so grateful to be a part of your special day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was
Yeah.
definitely a great occasion, a great day, like you said, and we could also feel the emotions too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was powerful. It was a great day.
I'm pretty sure the angels descended too. They stood at the altar with you all. They were
Yeah.
singing, they were serenading. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that happened. Amen.
Yes. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
an amazing, God ordained holy matrimony.
Yeah. It was
So,
prophecy being fulfilled.
Yeah.
We had prophecy released, and prophecy was being fulfilled that day in so many ways. So it was just from the music to the words expressed, to the prayers, to the covenants exchanged. It was just a powerful day. Amen.
and part of your answer, you all mentioned about the wait. So let's get into it.
Okay.
How long did the both of you wait until you actually got married?
Long time.
Well, I'll go ahead and put it out there. We don't tell our age, but I will say I was in my late 40s. I'll just say that much, in my late
Okay.
40s, when we got married. And so he's a few years older than me, so
Yeah. Yeah.
do the math.
Yeah. Yeah. We waited. It seemed like a long time.
Yeah.
And it was a long time in that season because um, we both, I know I can speak for myself. I wanted to get married earlier, much earlier in life, but
Mhm.
it just did not happen. So we waited, but it was truly worth the wait.
Amen.
Truly worth the wait.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. And there are a lot of couples who are in that situation, or there are people who are in that situation who had to wait,
Yeah.
and
And don't like
it's
waiting.
very tough. Yeah, yeah. We in a society that's very impatient, um, and especially when it comes to relationships.
Right.
How was your season of singleness? Can you describe for us how your singleness was?
First.
Sure. So I would say that I had a full life, um, full life, busy. Of course, very active in the church, all of my life. And so that was a huge part, of my life. And I enjoyed it. It was not a task. I wasn't forced. All I knew was church from the beginning. And so that was a very huge part of my life, service, in the church, the choir, taught BTU is what they call it then, announcer, a trustee, however I could serve, I was willing to serve. So that really was a huge part of my life. But also, of course, in the secular world, I was in education and worked in the school. So that was a huge part. So I was single, but I was, it was a full single life. I was busy, of course, family and friends, just trying to enjoy life, desiring to be married, of course, and wanting that to happen. But I had a lot of other pieces that helped me to be engaged in life and not just solely focus on marriage. Definitely wanted to be married, wanted it to happen, sooner than it did. But as a single woman, I just tried to embrace life, love God, love my family,
Mhm. Mhm.
enjoy my friendships, just try to enjoy life.
Right. For me, the question is, how was your the season of singleness? I can say it was basically outlined by purpose. It was really outlined by purpose when I think about it, because as a single adult, I had longed to be married for a long time in my 20s, early 20s. I've been saved now for 48 years. And so
Mhm.
when I think about that season of being single, you know, I discovered my purpose, first of all, in life. And when I discovered my purpose in life and my life's calling, that season of singleness Uh, it had some challenges, but it did not control me. It did not cause me to get off course during that season of being single. True enough, I'll be honest. There were days when I was frustrated. There were days when I was, angry with being single because there was an innate desire in me to want to be married. I wanted to be married, but I refused to be out of the will of God. Let me just state that. In that season of singleness, I refused to be outside of the will of God. So I said, I'm not going to just get married just to be married according to society status as a pastor. You got to be married. You got to be married. So I can say during that season, it was outlined by purpose. It was outlined by purpose. I chose not to be out of the will of God. I could have gotten out, but I chose to stay in his will. And I wanted to stay in his will. And even that in that season of being single, I can truly say I was whole and I was fulfilled because I was in the purpose of God during that season of life. But I wanted things to change. I wanted marriage, but I was willing and I couldn't do nothing other than wait. I really couldn't because I wanted the will of God. And even when I tried on my own, God blocked it. So during that season of singleness, it was mixed with some things, like I said, frustrations, some peace because I was in the will of God. And like my wife said, living a full life. During that season, I was occupied in the purpose of God.
That's good.